Short story writing is similar to preparing a dish. When creating a dish, there are 5 elements or ingredients that you need to consider. They are setting, point of view, plot, theme, and characters. When you mix these ingredients together on paper, your pot, you make a good short story dish. The setting is your first ingredient. It is the seasoning that sets the stage for the rest of the short story elements. The setting tells you where, when, and under what conditions the story takes place. The setting gives your story a sense of flavor. The flavor is similar to the mood or atmosphere that you are trying to create in your story. The setting can be historical or set in a particular time period. The setting often reflects the mood of the character. For example,
the grey ominous cloud came creeping over the hills like a parasite, obliterating any blue in the sky, until all that could be seen in the distance was the unrecognizable silhouette of hills and trees. Then the rain came in a fine mist that settled gently over the dancing trees, moving in harmony to the beat of the breeze. The sound of the thunder came unexpectedly, like the crack of a jab-jab's whip. The lightning snaked through the clouds like the tongue of some crawling sky beast. I stuck out my tongue, and the rain tasted rusty. After a while the drops stung me, and I quickly withdrew from the line of fire. Then the rain stopped suddenly, and all that was left was the fresh smell of things uncovered and washed clean of death.
This example of setting reflects the narrator's frightened mood. Another example of setting is as follows.
The market teemed with life. There was produce of different shapes and colors on display. The smell of fish, fresh meat, and spices filled the air. People were in a lively mood on market day.
The next ingredient is point of view. There are 3 points of view that you can choose from. The I narrator, where the story is told using the pronouns I, me, or we. The third person narrator, where the story is told using the pronouns he, she, or they. The omniscient narrator knows all, sees all, and moves freely from character to character while making observations. The following are examples of points of view taken from popular West Indian novels.
I looked forward to school. I looked forward to the day when I could pass my hand swiftly from side to side on a blank piece of paper, leaving meaningful marks in its wake, to staring nonchalantly into a book until I turned over the page, a gesture pregnant with importance, for it indicated that one had not merely been staring, but that most esoteric of processes had been taking place, whereby the paper yielded up something or the other as a result of being stared at.
The third person narrator.
He was thinking about cycling in spite of himself. He was really hoping he could get some sleep, but his eyes would not close. He was feeling very strong, and after the training massage his father had given him made him feel relaxed. He was quite confident about his new form. He was quite sure he could beat anybody in the country. He had never been so sure of himself before. His performance this afternoon was his witness and his judge.
The omniscient narrator.
The children danced too, coming home from school in the hot afternoon. They danced skipping along, singing calypsos whose words they know by heart already, swishing their skirt tails, moving their waists, laughing, their laughter scattering like shells into the hard flesh of the hill. Dance, there is dancing in the calypso. Dance, if the words mourn death of a neighbor, the music insists that you dance. If it tells of the trouble of a brother, the music says dance. Dance to the hurt. Dance if you're catching hell. Dance, and the government don't care. Dance. Your woman take your money and run away with another man. Dance. Dance, dance, dance.
The next ingredient is the theme. The theme is the ingredient that affects your taste buds. It is a message that the writer wants to send to the reader. If the writer wants to leave you with a bitter taste in the mouth, then the writer will use different figures of speech to create a sense of bitterness. Similarly, if characters in the novel think only of acquiring more and being discontented with the great wealth that they have, the central theme in that story may be greed. Characters are the main components of the dish. For example, you cannot make a Trini-style corn soup dish without the corn. Similarly, it will be difficult to create a story without characters. For example,
He was a well-dressed man. Every hair on his head was in place, and he had a habit of carrying around a tortoise-shell comb to trap any errant hairs back into place. His attire was meticulous. However, his outward appearance masked the habit of always seeking to avoid reality. His head was ever always in the sand.
finally, the plot or sequence of events in a story contains the rest of the elements of a short story: the character, theme, point of view, and setting. The plot has a beginning, middle, and end. The plot is similar to a recipe or the steps you take to create your dish. After you have followed the plot, and the characters, theme, point of view, and setting are properly blended together on the paper, the result is a perfect short story, ready for the reader to savor. Bon appetit!